All right. How's everyone doing? Thanks for joining me. Happy belated National Bourbon Day. That would have been awesome if it would have fallen on today, but hey, it is what it is. So so let's kind of get going here. We'll start a little bit. So I see the Brazier. He's in the waiting room right now. So before we bring him in, let me say hi to a few of the people who are in here, kind of pre-gaming a little bit. So awesome. RVA Whiskey, how's it going, bud? Kilco, how's it going, Brian? DC, my man. Let's see who else we got here. Whiskey Nose, how's it going, buddy? What else we have here? Mr. Whiskey Shits, how's it going? Cheech, as always, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that so much. Kilco again. Austin Feltz, how's it going, Austin? Will Henderson, Hendo, how's it going, buddy? Roy R. Does Things, how's it going, Roy? The podcast, not sure if that was Will or the Grease. Jeffrey Wack, the Waxter, how's it going? Big Vic, how's it going? Aiden. Tim Gorgeous, how's it going, Tim? Josh Randall, John T, Katie Turk, Ethan Turk, DC, my man. All right, I think I might have gotten everybody. So, all right, cool. So thanks for hanging out tonight. So tonight's just going to be a fun one. I wanted to put a little kind of just a fresh crack or a fresh open or whatever it is you guys have and you want to share, more power to you. We've got a few slots that are available. So anybody who wants to jump in, let me post the thing right now. I know Brazier is waiting impatiently back there probably. I see he's smiling. I see you. All right. So obviously, and Brazier's part of this thing tonight anyway. So he was nice enough to get one of these things. Got a few different things I've picked up along the way, maybe over the course of last month, couple weeks, whatever it may be. So wanted to just jump on and kind of share a few of these things. And if anybody else wants in, more power to you. So, all right, let me bring one of the gentlemen over real quick here. Gentlemen, I use that term very loosely, by the way. So, all right. Here he is. Let me get the there we go. The Braves. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. Yeah, let me turn my volume up here a little bit. Hey, thanks for joining tonight. Tonight is one of those just kind of sit back, have fun. Sounds like you might be sipping on a cocktail or something.
No, I poured a couple of those Woodinville sherry finished bourbons.
All right, good. All right. So I've done the recording of a few of these things. I've gotten the hopper. The one you sent me, the PX one, it's done. Really enjoyed that. The Oloroso one with the little sample that you sent.
Yep.
I kind of did
this one.
Yeah, I did kind of a quick little kind of comparison, and there were some slight differences, of course, that you get from the Oloroso and the PX, but both extremely well. And then obviously the one that's probably got me, it's weird how a $17 or $18 bottle can make me very excited these days. But what this is, if you guys have Costco in your area, they just launched not long ago apparently this small batch that they have, and they're going to be releasing 3 different ones. So this is just the first. They just released this, I believe, on Sunday, and this is all being sourced directly from Barton. They're not even making any bones about it. They are straight up. It's listed on the bottle, everything. So, all right, Hendo's in here. Let me bring him in real quick.
I'm waiting for that Barton, the single barrel at 120 proof.
Yeah, so I think they're doing the single barrel, and they're also, I believe, going to do a full proof. So
that's what I meant.
Yeah, so they are going to do a single barrel, and they're going to do the separate whatever you call it. So there he is. How's it going, bud?
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Not much. So have either of you guys seen this one or had this, the Costco Kirkland Barton juice?
Not yet.
All right.
No, in Georgia, there's only like 2 Costcos that actually have liquor, so it's kind of weird.
Okay, interesting. Because when I went in there on, it was either Saturday or Sunday, and they had pallets of these things everywhere. And I saw the price. I kind of forgot all about it, to be honest. And it was like 18 bucks.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I bought like 3 of them, gave one to my dad, and I figured, what the hell, I'll give it a shot. And I tried it sometime on Sunday, and I'll tell you what, for a daily sipper kind of bourbon, again, it's not going to blow you away. It's only 92 proof, but it does have that Barton profile, if you like that. My guess is it's got a little bit of age. It doesn't taste super young or anything, but hey, bud, Cheech, how's it going, my man?
Cheech.
Hey. So it's one of those deals where it's a really nice everyday sipping kind of bourbon. So Cheech is either really still or doing a good job of playing a mannequin. Oh, there he goes. He's already gone. So I figured, what the hell? I was excited. I was excited to pick it up, and they did say they were going to have all 3 of them. I think at different times they'll launch it. There you go. And here's another thing. Can't go wrong with Woodinville either. Everyone's going, all right, I'll go to that. I'll go to that next after I'm done kind of fanboying over Kirkland Costco bourbon. It's just one of those things, because it's a little bit refreshing, because it's not a super expensive bottle. It's going to probably be easier than hell to get, but it does a nice job of just giving you that little bourbon profile that you want when you don't need to be blown away by something. You guys all get it. So
I think we all want to be blown away, actually.
Well, you know what I mean. There are those nights where you come home and it's just like, man, I can't just do 120, 25, 130 proof. I just need a little flavor to kind of just get it on my palate. So
it's a golf course bourbon.
Yeah, what Scott's saying is, after you've already drank like 3 Gates and 2 old Carters, you got to go to something else, right?
Okay, that's I mean, you guys are just kind of you're kind of reading between the lines a little bit.
You know what that is? That's mooch bourbon. When people come over to your house and mooch from you, that's what you pour.
That's so that would be like that'd be like decanter bottle. So you put it in a fancy decanter. You tell people have no idea what the hell it is, and people like it because it's in a fancy decanter. So
pour it in your old Blanton's bottles. Just why not?
Cheech got maybe a beer and some 1792 going, don't you?
No, it's ginger ale.
Oh, ginger ale. Okay, it's kind of like a summer cocktail. You just take a swig of bourbon, a little bit of ginger ale, and you got it.
Mix it in my head.
There you go. The mouth cocktail.
I was just thirsty.
That's I don't know about you guys. I know Brazier is kind of northwest and everything, but at Cheech, you're Florida. Hendo, you're Georgia. So you guys are you guys dealing with a lot of kind of drought or anything along those lines right now?
We've had a amount of rain the past couple of weeks.
Just in the last 3 days, we've had rain, but we hadn't had rain in almost 3 weeks until Saturday. Saturday we got rain.
Yeah,
first time we got a little bit of rain.
Degrees. It's been
a couple days ago we got rain, but it hasn't rained since last fall.
Yeah, wow. Even in your area, that's crazy.
We're dying right now. We can't get anything. It's probably and in our area. I mean, right now the sun's hot for us, but I mean it's been like mid low to mid 90s right now, and it's hot, and without any rain here, it's brutal here for us. So, but anyway. All right, so what are you guys? I saw everybody out. Woodinville, Cheech had 1792. Is that what everyone's going to start sipping on right away?
Yeah,
I'm already.
I'm poured.
Sweet wheat.
Good old Oloroso sherry cask.
Oh, you got.
Thanks for the.
I've got that one here.
My pleasure. Cheers.
I got a little bit of the PX one that Brazier sent along, so I'll crack that one open in a minute. I've got the 16-year that I picked up at the distillery, and something I'm still trying to figure out. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but this is kind of a newer brand. I don't know if you can see that or not, called Coalition. The bottle is very like Art Deco-y, but it's 100% rye, and I don't know what the hell this says.
100%.
I don't
rye?
know. This 100% rye, which sometimes, and again, here's one thing I'll also say is that the Woodinville, I was skeptical because a lot of times 100% rye is not my thing, and just to not even beat around the bush, I really enjoy that 100% rye, that cask strength from Woodinville. So. Yep. But this one is finished in something called, I'm going to butcher the hell out of this because it's clearly French. Paulic Barracks or Paulic Barriques, or I have no idea, but I think it's some kind of.
You sure it's not Poliac?
Poliac?
Pauliac.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. What is it? What the hell is it?
That's a region of France that makes wine. It's a wine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if this was like a.
It's like Bordeaux or Burgundy.
Okay. All right.
But
okay,
it's Poliac.
It's a very interesting blend. I'll say with like the, let's just call it Bordeaux, because I think I remember looking at something that was kind of mixed in there. But 100% rye finished in a Bordeaux cask. It's interesting. I'll say that. My guess is that the rye is probably a little young, which is not helping any. But anyway,
that's why they finished it.
And that could be, and sometimes that's a little bit of a troubling thing where you never quite know what you're going to get with finished stuff until you know what the brand is, and there's a little bit of kind of a track record with what they do. So.
Especially when they come out of the gate finishing something.
Yeah, and I think everything that they're doing outside of maybe just their 100% rye, everything else is all finished. So, but anyway, all right. So what do you guys? What are you sipping on, Brazier? What do you got? Do you have the PX right now?
I've got both right now.
Oh, both. All right, best of both worlds.
Well, yeah.
I've got 3 poured.
All right, let me ask you this, Brazier. So of the PX and the Oloroso, is there one that do you like the more sweetness, or do you like the little kind of like drier, a little bit more? What's your preference? Sweeter PX or not as sweet Oloroso?
See, I find the Oloroso a little sweeter. It's got more raisiny type qualities to it. The PX seems a little brighter and spicier to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
darker.
Oloroso's got a little grape jelly in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
The PX is darker though.
Yeah, the PX is really nice. I'll switch to that. I got the new Bardstown Fusion. So this is 5. It just came out. So this will be, maybe what I'll do is maybe I'll crack this before I get into the other stuff with you guys, because once I go to the finished stuff, then it's going to alter anything else that's not finished. So.
Right.
But all right, let's do this. So this one, okay, so this is Bardstown Bourbon Company. This is the Fusion 5. So here's the mash bill on this, and I think this will be interesting to see what your guys' thoughts are. So it's a blend of 3 different mash bills, 2 of which are from Bardstown Bourbon Company. So it's the first one 70% corn, 18% rye, 12% malted barley. That's a 4-year, just standard, 3 grain. And now here's a 4 grain from Bardstown. So 60% corn, 26 rye, 10% wheat, 4% malted barley. That's 3 years old. So then here, get this. So then 30% of this blend is a Kentucky bourbon. And here's the mash bill on this. 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. Any guesses on whose mash bill that is?
At Heaven Hill.
Beam or Heaven Hill?
I thought it was Wild Turkeys.
Oh, I thought they were higher rye than that.
No, their rye is like 12 or 13%. They say it's high rye, but
I thought this was Wild Turkey's mash bill.
Wow.
What's the rye proportion? What's the rye?
13. So it's 75 corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley.
Yeah, I mean,
I
totally.
thought it was wild. I thought that was wild turkeys, but anyway. Yeah. So here's something that's awesome that Adriana's doing. So on the 20th, she's doing the Alzheimer fundraiser. So if anybody can do anything or give anything for that, that would be an awesome thing to do. So, good on you, Adriana, for kind of setting something like this up. More of these things probably need to be done. And I'll definitely get something in there so that you'll have something that you can raffle off or whatever you do. So cheers to you for that. So
well played, Banana.
Hey, Scotty, right now, I think it's around 20 bottles already in the giveaway. And I donated a Rye 3 Mash and Journey pick for the giveaway.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Nice.
maybe I'll just donate money or something. And Christ, with all the bottles and stuff. I mean, the bottles are kind of fun to do.
I have the list. I have the list.
Oh.
I just posted it on the Bourbon Junkies Facebook group.
Yeah, there's
All
a
right.
ton. There's a ton.
And
I'll
since
have
I
to-
posted it, we've already added another bottle, so it's a growing list.
I'll have to look and see, and that'll be awesome to do something like that. I mean, it's a good way for all of us to be able to give back and make some money pretty quickly for something. A lot of people will be all over some of these awesome bottles. I'm sure that people, donate, and it's really not, at the end of the day, not about the bottles. It's the money that gets raised for something like that. So that's awesome. So, all right. So Austin says he thinks it's turkey juice too. When I saw the mash bill, that was the first thing that popped in my mind. But you don't hear of turkey sourcing like all that much. There were some rumors a while ago about other things, but nothing ever really got confirmed that it was turkey really doing any of the sourcing. So, all right.
I
So
think
yeah,
probably because
either either Discovery 3 or 4 had that same mash bill in it, because I tasted turkey, so I don't remember which one it was.
This is older stuff. I mean, this is 11-year stuff. So I mean, this is some of their older stock, which is pretty cool. So, all right, let's.
What was the mash bill again? Was it 18%?
13 rye, 12 barley.
Ooh, yeah,
Well,
yeah. So Discovery 4 has that in it.
Same thing.
And Discovery 3 has them in it.
Has what in it?
Same mash
stuff.
bills.
Oh,
So Discovery 4 has a 10-year, 75% corn, 13 rye, 12% barley, and the 3 has 23% of that 10-year. So that it's probably 3, the one that I really tasted turkey on then.
and that's Fusion, right?
No, these
That's
are
Discovery.
Discoveries.
Oh, you got Discovery. Okay, you got different. These are Fusion. But,
Yeah,
yeah.
but,
Anyway.
I'm saying, if they are getting that mash bill, they're throwing the good stuff in the good stuff, right? So
Well, and I guess that's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously with them just releasing, the Russell's 13, I mean, clearly they've got some older stock. I mean, I would say it's nice because that 13-year-old that they've got that they're releasing for $70 at MSRP, that's a pretty damn good deal then.
Yeah. The 3 was an 18% rye. I don't have the 4 or the 5. I've only got the 3 of the Fusion.
Well, we're gonna find out what 5 is all about now. It's kind of a little bit of a bummer. They don't have quite the. I suppose you're not paying for it in like the Discovery, but the cork on these are not the brass ones like on the Discovery series. These are fake ones. They're not heavy like that one.
The 3s were.
The 3 was heavy.
No, it's not. Never mind. It's
Okay.
it's like coated. You're right.
Yeah, it looks like it's the other one from the Discovery, but that's the difference when you pay $100 and some for a bottle versus $55 for a bottle. So,
or you step up to the Pfeiffer Pavitt. That's my next one.
yeah, and some
I was checking on this Fusion, the 3, and it looks like it's the 40% of a 13-year-old Barton.
Oh, Barton. Okay.
Martinez,
Yeah.
and then some of their own stuff, their own young
But
stuff.
the 3-year stuff, but it's still really good. So I'm really excited that they're stepping up with that 4-year.
Well, and the other thing I like about this one is now they're kind of getting a little bit of their 4-grain stuff involved. So now you're going to start to change the profile a little bit on this one. So that's kind of cool. So,
well, and throwing that weeder in there too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very bright. There's some floral notes to it. Little like kind of nice citrus.
I find the fusions taste pretty young.
Yeah. It's bright. I mean, it's bright. So you start to get not the like grainy youthfulness, but you can tell there's some stuff in here that's not overdeveloped. It's not heavy oak and big bold flavors at all. So
I think they're good. They're probably not $60 good.
The Fusion's the lower proof point version of the mash.
Oh yeah.
I mean
yeah.
Right. But it's only like what is it 90? 90?
This one comes in at 98.9.
Yeah, this is 94.9.
Okay.
Well, it's very.
I haven't had any of the fusions. I mean, I've tasted a few, but I don't know any of them. I do have the.
Well, the deal with the fusions is it's their young stuff mixed with old stuff, so it's not really necessarily proof point because some of the. Yeah. I mean, even I think Discovery 3 was a little lower proof for what they usually do, but
anyway, I think that's 110.
Yeah, it hits the flavor profile. It hits the flavor profile. So
I mean, outside of their like just regular, like their kind of non like kind of regular releases. I mean, it's really hard to beat their Discovery. I mean, I know they've got the Pfeiffer Pavitt and that Chateau de la Bade or whatever the hell it's called. I mean, they've got some of those that are always kind of cool, but that Discovery, man, it's really hard to beat. This year, I think it'll be the jury may be out. Now you're starting to get, some of Brazer's favorite stuff. The Dickel will be mixed into this blend. Yeah. So if there's anybody who needs to get their hands on a little Dickel, it's the Brazier. See what you think, right? Yeah. No judging, right? No judging.
Well, I think the latest that Prisoner release from Bardstown Bourbon Company, I think that's Dickel.
Yeah, I think they've kind of stayed pretty tried and true with that one. That's been, I think, all the way through all the Dickel just finished in that Prisoner stuff. I'm pretty sure of that.
Well, even Pfeiffer Pavitt's Dickel too, but it doesn't taste like Dickel.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of. The Pfeiffer Pavitt is all Dickel. I don't know if the Prisoner or not is, but that could be as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, as heavy as their wine finishes are, they could finish just about any decent bottle in that. So,
yeah, this is good. I mean, okay, is it $60 good? Probably not. It's the thing that I like about them. It's fun to, I guess, just kind of see what it is they're doing because they experiment with so many different things. And you know what? Whatever. If I burn $60 on something, I don't mind with some of the Bardstown stuff. It's always interesting to see what it is they're kind of doing and kind of pushing the envelope. That's one kind of fun thing that Bardstown does. So,
is it better than 1920? That's kind of one of my like. I mean, is this?
Oh yeah, it's no comparison. You can't compare this. I mean, right, if your benchmark is always 1920, you're going to be disappointed an awful lot. Then, I mean, in fairness, right?
Well, if your benchmark is ECBP at freaking $60, you're really screwed. But if it's 1920
or rare breed at $45
or whatever, yeah.
I mean, I think rare breed's good, but I mean, even when you start to compare that to like some ECBP or even maybe the 1920, I still don't think you're getting the bold. Maybe it's different. It's different because those other two, 1920 and like ECBP, those are big, bold, heavy oak and dark fruits and leathers and tobaccos and all that. And I think the rare breed, again, it offers a big bang for buck. It's another great barrel proof, whiskey, but with a little different profile. But again, that's maybe even a better value because we can get rare breed here for, what'd you say it was, 45 by you? Razor?
Well, I just picked one up at Costco for $40 flat.
Oh, that's a great deal.
And that
Oh wow! They're $50 here.
We got rare breed, and I saw that, and I said, "Well, shit, I'd have to be an idiot not to get a pack up there."
I mean, so okay.
But in the liquor stores around here, it's 65.
Well, in $40 in your state, that's even a better deal.
That's why
because I mean, by the time you like apply the tax, that meant the thing was probably $15, and then by the time they added the taxes to it, it got to about $40. So
yeah, that's how it works here.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal over there. So,
but there's no state sale or state income tax, so they got to make it up somewhere.
Yeah, well, you pay for it somewhere else. That's one thing. So, thanks, Katie. Right. Appreciate it. So so I'm interested. I know Hendo did. Did anybody else get the? I'm interested because I don't even have mine yet. There's people who are probably done with their bottles, but I was interested to know if anybody got any of the 4-gate, their toasted barrel rye that I still can't even get. And I was part of the deal, for crying out loud.
That was the last one I poured.
Is that what you got right now?
I was supposed to be over at Roy R Does Things. I was supposed to be over at Roy's house right now drinking that, but we've had some weather, and I missed Roy's call earlier, so we didn't sync up like we were supposed to. But I was supposed to be over at Roy's house.
All right, that's a little bit of a bummer.
That's all right. Don't drink it all, Roy.
He'll make it up to you. Roy's a good dude, so he'll make it up to you. But
awesome dude. That's my neighbor. I say neighbor. We're not that close to each other, but
yeah.
It's less than an hour, so it's
all right. That's good. I was gonna say neighbor could be an hour or less. If you're an hour or less, I consider that fairly close. That's good. So,
I mean,
especially for those of you, Scott, who live
me
out
and you are neighbors.
Hendo, I just sent you a message on Messenger.
I saw it. I gave you a thumbs up.
Scott lives in the sticks.
I'm coming your way.
I mean, I just live a little bit outside Milwaukee. So you go a little bit like north and west of where I am, or north and west. Then you really get up into the sticks a little bit. But I'm like a city slicker.
I live in U Harley, Georgia. Look that up on a map.
Spell
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we can't even spell it.
ARLEE. U Harley.
Won't even remember that.
No, you won't. It's in the middle of nowhere, which is great.
Katie. I don't think we're doing a Starlight pick. I don't know. That's not for me. I've not had any like really good experiences with it, so I don't know. I just kind of stay away from it a little bit. And it got flooded for a while there. Like everyone had Starlight everywhere, but it's not on Jason or I's radar right now. So Scott,
I gave my father-in-law a sip of the 4-gate, a nice little taster of the 4-gate this weekend.
Did he give you his honest opinion?
Oh my God, he was blown away. I blinded it to him too.
Good.
So he didn't even know what was hitting him, and he was like, "Wow, what is that?" And I said, "You probably don't want to know."
Well, I mean, my personal opinion is I like toasted barrels on rye a little bit more than I do bourbon. I don't know what it is about it, but I just think they complement it a little bit better. Not to say that it's bad or anything with bourbon, but I mean, when we both had a chance to try that, I mean, it was just kind of like, holy shit, like we gotta somehow get this. We had options of a couple different things, and we both hit on barrel 20, and we're like, can we have that one? And we got the green light. We said, don't let anybody else touch that shit. Put our name on that barrel. We want that one. So It worked out pretty well. Fortunately, we were kind of early on the deal, so that kind of helped us a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, it's toasted marshmallow and coconut. I mean, that's freaking nuts.
Yeah,
I just wish I liked rye more.
Well,
I'll get all your other picks.
When I ate Brazier, when I get mine, Brazier, when I get mine, I'll send you a sample so you can try and just see what you think of it anyway. So
it really doesn't even taste like a rye, man. It doesn't. You don't get any of the herbal notes at all. It is just straight up like
You know, the
notes.
the best part of it for me, like I usually like with MGP rye, for whatever reason, I will like right away pick up this slight dill note, but it goes away fairly quickly for me, and then it becomes a little bit more on the mint side of things than it does like dill, and that's just what it is for whatever reason. Like my palate, I get that dill a little bit right away. But that mint really kind of takes over, and then I don't know what that toasted barrel did was fantastic to that rye. So
well, you said that, and all I got on the finish was mint. It was it's literally like toasted marshmallow, and then you get coconut, and then tropical fruits or something, and then mint.
Yep,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of anybody can mute this guy, this Griff Howie guy from the cigarclub.com. Anybody can mute this guy. Give him the old timeout. Give him the old timeout. So, all right. So I guess, all right. So the jury will be out on this. I need to, in fairness, I'll have to drink this thing down a little bit, let it get down maybe a little past the shoulder. I don't like doing reviews off of anything that's relatively new. So I want to give it a little bit of airtime or whatever. So the jury's out. I like it. You do get a little bit of the weediness that's there. You do get some citrus. I kind of like a little bit where it's going. I don't necessarily like the price point on it, but it is what it is. I get that part of it. But
yeah, as for me, I can't wait to add something darker and richer and older to this. So
what is that proof? Which one do you have right there?
The Fusion 3.
Oh, the Fusion 3. Okay.
Yeah. It just tastes bright and young, and
yeah,
I'm going to look forward to playing with that, adding something to it.
What are the blends of the 3? What are they like? What are the ages in the 3 again?
This is a 40% Barton at 13 years. 11% of it is a 3-year-old 68-2012. That's their own. And 42% is a 3-year-old 60-36-4.
Oh,
so
all right.
That's at 3 years. Like I said, it shows.
Chicha, that's a good one. That's a good one too. Like we were like, I mean, I'm not even trying to like brag about it or anything. I mean, it was so fun to do that Rye 3 one. It's probably some of the most fun that we've had in a long time. We had no idea we were going to do a blend. We thought we were going to be judging based off of like just a single barrel of things. And they said, no, we're going to send you all separate components. We're going to let you blend it. We're like, all right, it's on, let's do this. So, and I guess I'd love to hear your thoughts, Cheech, but what we really liked was you could pull out all the nuances of what the blend was, which was kind of cool. So,
well, this is my first revisit to it since I opened it. When I opened it, I had a few pours out of it just to get it down. So it's been about 3 weeks or so since I've had it.
Okay.
So I can't really give you notes on it yet because I remember the first night it was like almost confusing to me. I was getting hit from different angles like the whole time I was drinking it. But
okay.
Now that it's had a chance to open up, I'm gonna revisit it right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I just think so many whiskeys in general, especially a lot of what we all drink, higher proof. What's up, Waxter? How's it going, bud?
Hey, everybody.
I just think personally a lot of higher proof whiskeys, just again in general, really benefit on a little bit of airtime, even if it's a week or two. Like they really start to get a little bit better for sure. What do you got there, bud?
Well, you guys were talking about it, so I can't resist.
All right. Everybody else has their bottles. The guy partially responsible for it can't get a goddamn thing. So let me hear your thoughts. What do you think of it?
I don't want to blow smoke up your ass, but I think it's one of the top 3 ryes in my collection, if not top 2. I'm going to blind it against some hitters, but
okay,
it's up there first impression.
All right, good.
It's that toasted element. You don't get the toasted, especially on an 8-year.
Yeah.
You know, Down Home does some stuff on 4-year and 5-year, but an 8-year rye being toasted on top of it's just amazing.
I wish, honestly, in the blind that you sent to us when we did the cigar one, I wish I would have had the opportunity to try some of that stuff, like just on their own without the influence of a cigar. Because I was my palate was dead with it. I could taste no finishing. And I know just some of the stuff you sent, like when you sent the Kelvin Collaboration 3 and I couldn't pick that up at all, like I knew, I mean, at that point I was just dead in the water, but it was, and that's one of my favorite whiskeys. Maybe all time, but definitely top ones this year. So,
well, you're talking to me, so you've forgiven me. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah. I mean, what you sent, I mean, I felt so bad that I was like, man, this is a whiskey that I absolutely love. And I can't even get exactly what I should have been getting on the damn thing. But anyway, so I'm glad some people are enjoying the ride. That's what we were really kind of hoping for. We knew it was going to be pricey, well, we'll get you a sample.
It's beautiful.
No, I'm saying, you're saying, some people, you're excluding yourself, which I find hilarious.
I can't even get it. I can't even get it myself. So, I mean, Jesus, for being partially responsible for doing some of it. I think Hendo froze up. Let me see if I can get rid of him. He gone.
Sometimes it's hard to tell with Will. He stays perfectly still for so long.
He
he's a real chatty guy too.
I'm still modding. I'm on the stream, but I'm also still modding in the chat.
You got a lot of responsibility tonight. This is like a double header for you right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave in a bit for Bourbon Junkies. No slight against you, but
no, that's fine. That's fine.
I got some things I got to take care of over there as well.
No, that's fine.
Hey,
no, I'm glad.
I don't got that bottle either. Scotty, I didn't get the 4-gate pick because Roy got it, so I'm gonna just drink Roy's.
Well, that's fine.
But,
I mean, that's a better.
That's how you do it.
Apparently, Sealbox still has one bottle. Just so you know.
All right, so I was told I talked to one of the guys at 4-gate today, and I was told by them that there are no more. If there's one left, someone's credit card may have been declined or something. I don't know what the deal was, but
that was as of about 45 minutes ago. They were still showing one. One bottle left.
Maybe Blake's keeping that one all to himself.
You never know. I'm sure he pulled one aside.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he probably does keep a few, but no, we were happy with that one too. So
I'll tell you what, Scotty, I'll go ahead and order it, and then I'll send you a sample.
Yeah, probably by the time you get it there and send the sample to me, maybe I'll have mine. Maybe not. It says I'm supposed to get it Thursday, but I don't know. The jury's out still. Who knows? It was supposed to be last week sometime. So here's the other guy partially responsible for it. So. What's up, Whack-A-Mole? Hawk-A-Mole. So, all right. So I guess the jury's out a little bit on this one. I'll have to give that some time, but I'll bust out the. I'm gonna go to. You know what? Oh man, I'm trying to think. Should I bust open the Fitz 16? I know I probably should do this before I do the Woodinville. I don't think I would do it any justice, but.
This will be the third live stream in a row where you don't drink it. What are you trying to tell me?
All right, you know what? The peer pressure took over. I'll have to. And by the way, I had to hot glue the cork when I got it. It was so hot here. I pulled out the cork and it just ripped right off the top of it. So I ended up having to hot glue the damn thing. So
they must be using those Kentucky Owl corks.
I don't know what it is. There is a
cork.
There's a brand that's probably about ready to die. I'll tell you.
Oh, the KO.
Yeah, they've now eliminated everybody who had anything to do with the rebranding. Anybody who did anything with the blending. Now Stoli is taken over, and they're just going to be the big bad, company that they are. And I don't know who the hell they're going to put behind that brand to push it, I guess. I don't know.
They're gonna make just more confiscated.
But I think the problem is that shit already sits on a shelf everywhere. There's not a place I can go that I don't see confiscated sitting somewhere, to be honest. Yep. And are people going to start?
It's fine at $40.
Yeah, except you need to add $260 to that.
Ooh. Really?
That's the problem. Now the bourbon, the ryes are still what are those? They're still a couple $100, maybe even $300 now. I thought I saw with some of their new stuff.
The rye Kentucky Owl Batch 4 is retail at $2.99, but it's usually sold around $3.29. So
yeah, so you can see what they're doing. I mean, they're just the disconnect with the brand now, I think, is the problem. And they had Dixon behind it for so long, and everyone kind of knew his involvement and who he was within the whole like lineage of the brand. And now Stoley's got nothing. I mean, they could just bring in like any Joe Schmo and do whatever. Are they still going to charge 300 plus for all their ryes and their bourbons? I don't know if people are gonna.
Yeah, I think the only reason they sold any of that stuff for the prices they're asking is because of Dixon.
Yep,
probably a big part of it. I mean, he was a big part of that. So
and the people who bought it were people like us. They're not just the everyday go into the liquor store and pick up your bottle of Evan Williams. They're not buying it.
Well, and now with the blending and everything that they did, like who's going to be behind that? Is anybody going to trust anything that they're even doing? I mean, they could just Stoley could throw anybody they want at it and tell them just go blend whatever. Yeah, they could throw you.
I'll do it.
You should do it.
You should do it. You should do it. Throw your name in the hat.
Pressure's definitely on for this next batch because that just sets the stage. If they don't hit that one out of the park, I think that kills the brand. But who knows what they're going to source to try to set the stage there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we never knew what they sourced in the first place, so that won't change.
It sounded like originally, like some of the earlier stuff was Barton, from what I was told. And then
I've never heard of anyone sourcing stuff from Barton.
Yeah, first time, very first time. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, and I don't know where the new stuff was. It became really hush hush in the last 2-3 batches, but before that, from what I was told, most of all of that bourbon was all Barton stuff. But man, this PX one. I mean, I like how the PX has influenced the Woodinville. Now that they're getting a little bit of age, the balance of these two are really, really nice.
I like the nose a lot more on this one than I do the Oloroso.
Man, it's so heavy.
The nose on the Oloroso is a little flat.
Yeah, I mean, that was for me, that was kind of my experience, was the Oloroso, just because of what typically it is versus PX being a little bit like bolder and sweeter. You pick up those sweet notes, but how long was this aged in the PX? Do you have any idea?
I know exactly how much. I'm asking you though. You tell me.
Oh, man, that's a good question. I mean, there's a really nice influence. I mean, when you get this kind of heavy influence, I mean, it seems like it wants to be longer, but I mean, I don't know, like maybe, hang on, let me taste this here.
Because you can tell it's finished, but it's not overly so.
No.
I mean, it still tastes like bourbon.
Yeah, you still get that. I don't know. I'm going to say maybe 45 days, between 30 and 45 days.
6 months.
Really?
Both of them were 6 months. That really surprised me too, because I expected a lot more sherry.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite a bit, but man, I'll tell you what, it's just not overdone, which is so nice, because so many times it can really be overdone. But they did a really nice job with this.
Do you know first fill or second fill?
Don't know. It wouldn't tell me whose sherry it was too.
Yeah, and that's a very good point, because if you start getting into some of these like first versus second, the influence. I mean, my thought would be,
I'm guessing first fill.
That would be my guess, because even at 6 months, this has a really nice influence, but it's not overdone by any means. So
that's the one question I didn't ask. Because
I know Luxtro had that other stuff where they're finishing things for like 2 years. Like if you got something finishing for 2 years, you're probably a second fill, because that would be crazy on a first fill for 2 years. But no, this is really nice. I mean, it's big and bold and fruity and leather and tobacco and chocolate.
Yeah, that's the sweet I get on this is the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find it like sweet. I don't find it like maple or honey or syrup or anything like that. I find it, the sweet I'm getting is it's a fruit sweet.
Yeah, it's definitely this is something I always try to or describe as like what a concentrate, like if you just have a little bit of like a concentrate of something, how intense the flavor is, you do get a little bit of that kind of profile with the boldness that this has. It's really nice. And as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, Brazier, this is distillery only right now.
This is distillery only right now.
Any talks about?
Oh, probably not, because there was not a lot of it to start with.
Okay.
This is part of, they do 2 special releases a year. They do a spring release and a fall release. The fall release is usually like an apple stave type finish, something along those lines, where the spring release is where they get funky. That's where they did the Ardbeg finished one a couple years ago. The last batch I got of the weird ones, that was they were kind of barrel strength, was port, Madeira, Chardonnay, and Petite Syrah. So they do 2 seasonal special releases, and they're distillery only. So don't count any of these being a nationwide kind of thing.
Well, you kind of wonder at some point if something becomes maybe so popular that maybe they decide to, as they grow, maybe they start to release some of these as maybe a small distribution away from the distillery, something like that, maybe.
Well, that's what they did with their port finished, because they played around with port finished for a few years, and it was always a distillery only thing, and it always got rave reviews. So that became a regular offering now, because it's probably in 40 states by now.
Yeah.
The port finished.
Well, this would be, I would take this over the port finish. I mean, I like this finish more than I do port. Port can be hit or miss for me at times, but
yeah, I've got one of their port finishes. What they usually like to do with the special releases is they take the barrels from Quincy and they take them back over to Woodinville. And they're at cask strength by that time. They're at 118, 120. Or what they do then is they proof them back down to the barrel entry proof, which is 110.
Okay.
And then they put it in the barrels, like the port barrels or the Chardonnay barrels or the Madeira barrels, or in this case the sherry barrels. And then they let them sit and whatever. So when they come out, usually on some of these these special releases, when they come out or they get bottled, they're in that 106, 108 proof range.
Okay.
These Brett Carlisle, that's where he started. He started with that out of the barrel, and he tasted it all the way down to 86 proof. And this is where he settled, because these are 94 and 95 proof. That was one of my first questions when I talked to him. I was like, why is the proof so low? He says, this is where it tasted best.
Yeah.
So good for him.
And really, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I think it's a really nice, easy sipping, like finished.
Yeah, 95 proof is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Now, what I found in the Oloroso, I think the Oloroso is a better cigar bourbon.
Oh.
I mean, because I've had them both with cigars. Because this one, for one, it's got a little bit of that Oloroso funk, but it's kind of a darker flavored bourbon to me. I kind of look at them as like the PX is kind of springtime and the Oloroso is kind of autumn.
Oh,
and it gets a little. I kind of look at it that way.
Yeah,
because I find the PX is a little brighter, a little spicier, a little fruitier.
It's nice. I mean, it really is nice.
Yeah, this Oloroso, like I says, it's a little darker and funkier. I get like raisins on it, and some of that mustiness you get from Oloroso.
Man, I am struggling with this Bordeaux finish. 100% rye, I'll tell you. I mean, it is not my. I don't think it's going to be my thing. That's for sure.
Much like cigars, life's too short. Life's too short to drink something you don't like.
Yeah, I'm gonna set that. I'm gonna set that one aside. So, let me do this. The last one I think I'll finish with, not right now, but shortly. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's open up the 16.
There you go.
Do it. Do it now.
And
I fully support.
you always
that
like with the old style tack strip, you like try to figure out like where the hell do you cut it at? I'm gonna go right below the.
I always saber my old fits. I just
You just go right in like all aggressive.
I just slice it off, chop it off.
There you go.
All right, who's coming in here?
Gotta hear this cork pop.
Hey, there he is, the Bourbon Wrench. How's it going, brother?
What's up?
How's it going?
What the heck is up? I saw some old fits, and I was like, I gotta come in
It
here.
is, man. You just conveniently popped in right when I was about ready to pop this open. It was like someone was calling your name.
I heard old fits. I had this tingling, this sensation. I instantly popped in.
Hey, Troy Wilson.
Cheech, your man is popping in.
Oh, Roy,
Your man is popping in. I think these are here come bragging rights. I think is what we're about ready
What's
to
up,
have.
neighbor? What's up, neighbor?
Roy's about ready to. Oh man, this damn thing.
Remember,
Okay.
Roy, drink more, strangle less.
Oh God!
Sit more,
She's
choke
alive.
less.
What is a little bit much
Got it.
the past couple days.
Yeah. Well, breaking routine, man. Some people can't handle
That's
it.
what it
Hey,
is.
hey, Scotty.
Yeah,
Do you ever see a monkey screw in a football?
is this what you're describing right now?
It looks just like that.
Okay. I figured if it was going to be any smart ass comment, it was about ready to come. I could sense it though. All right, let's see what we've got on this one. So,
Oh, there it is. Roy, I wish I was over at your house right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
all right, let's see what we've got here. This is probably one of those ones that's going to need a little time to open up, I'm guessing too. Ooh, boy.
I predict oak.
Yeah, there's definitely oak, but I would say this, it's not over oaked, and my guess is that the proof down has taken away some of the oak on the age of this, but there's a really nice like that butterscotch you get just from the older whiskey that's there. But
See,
definitely
I find proofing down enhances the oak.
oh man, like I don't know. I mean, this is probably proof down enough. I mean, this is what 100 proof, obviously. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know for what this one is. It's not like over oak by any means, but
How much did that bottle cost? How much they sell it for at the distillery?
$225.
I thought it was supposed to be 10 years or $10 per year.
Well, then they ripped us off. So
Hey,
We
we have
got,
Roy R again.
We have two Roys.
I gotta try to find the bad Roy and get rid of him. There we go. Get rid of the bad
There we
Roy.
go.
There's the
There's
good.
no bad Roy.
We
There's
got
no
Will.
bad Roy.
We got the good one back. We got the good one back.
No such thing.
No such
No
thing.
such thing. No.
All right. So what are you sipping on, Royster? What do you got there, bud?
Hold on.
Those are Roy's new sexy ass shelves.
You're probably drinking.
Man, it came out beautiful.
They did.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
boom.
you said you were drinking the Boone County. Okay, that's something
That's
we
a
don't
new
get
heater?
here.
Oh,
This is hitter.
Man, we don't get it here. We don't get it at all. I hear good things about it. So
I'm also sipping on an Oloroso sherry cask.
man, oh man, I've got to get rid of. Hang on. Let me get rid of. Oh no, wrong one.
How many Roys
Hey, Scotty,
do
I
you
actually-
want on screen?
I actually got to go.
One
I
is
gotta,
too much.
I've got to
Yeah.
go tuck in the kid.
Hey
and then I gotta
Cheech,
get ready
thanks
Bourbon
for
Junkies.
jumping on tonight. I appreciate you at least joining in for a little while. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a good time. I'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll go over and give the junkies a hard time.
I'm gonna go in there and keep things civil.
Itchy.
Yeah,
Good
good,
night,
good, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Hey, I've been doing it for the last 5 weeks. It's gotten better.
All right, well that's good. Somebody's got.
All right. I'll see
All right, see you,
guys
bud.
soon.
Thanks for
Have fun.
joining. See you, bud.
All
See ya.
right, see ya.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's a This one's nice. My guess is that as this thing opens up, it's really going to get nice.
He's getting some of my floor gate. He's not going to get any of it.
He said, yeah, he did say that. He said that you were, that you guys were supposed to get together and.
Sucker. Yeah. That's mommy's. Yes.
Oh man, that's nice. All right, so Trev, what do you got there, bud? What are you sipping on?
So getting into a little Yellowstone 2020.
Oh,
Um,
is that the LE?
Yep. LE
Okay.
finished in Armagnac casks. So
And
it's pretty friggin' good.
All right,
That's what I got to
good.
say about that.
Did you just open that bottle tonight?
No, I opened it the day I got it, and I had several pours of it then, and then now I want it again. So I love this stuff. So
All right, well that's good.
people just kind of passed it by. I mean, I had to get it in a raffle, and I mean, granted, for one, they didn't call my ticket at all. They called my girlfriend's ticket like 30th in. No one was picking the bottle, and I was like, "Go get that Yellowstone. Go get it."
that's
Yeah.
why they weren't picking it, because it's Yellowstone.
This is good.
It does fly under the radar. It doesn't get a lot of hype at all. You know, I mean, hey man, if you dig it, that's the most important part. You know, Jeffrey, how's it going, buddy?
Very good, sir. And yourself?
Not too bad. What are you sipping on?
I am sipping on a little Cask Strength 46.
There you go. I love it. Just reviewed that bad boy. I love that
Yep.
stuff.
It's really good.
Good bourbon right there for $55. Another, I would say, value. The only problem that makes it like less of a value is the fact that you can't find it very often.
Yeah.
That makes it kind of bad, but outside of that, it's good. I don't know how many times they release the Cask Strength per year. I don't know if it's once or what they do.
I've only
with that.
seen it once a year.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought. I thought.
Yeah, but a few of the Maker's Marks releasing just the regular Cask Strengths they bring out regularly. This 46, as well as the the wood finishing ones, which up until last year it's been once a year. I think they're doing at least twice a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
For WFS, but those are pretty solid for the weeded, so I take those.
Yeah. Hey Trev, I think Aiden hates you. I think that's what he said right there.
That's exactly how I interpret it. It's okay.
Yeah, I think I just kind of read between the lines. Says I do not like Trev Wilson whatsoever. So.
Joseph, what do you think of the Maker's 46 Cask Strength?
Oh, jeez.
I'm not a big Makers guy. I'm just not.
That's why-
I'm also not a big weeder guy. You know,
Yeah, you don't-
the weeded,
you don't
the
like-
weeded
you don't
bourbons I like. The
Yeah,
weeded
you
bourbons
like
I like
rye
are few and
whiskey,
far
no rye
between.
whiskey, no weeded bourbon. Jesus, let's go.
I
Expand
would
your horizons.
drink a weeder before a rye.
Really?
That's not
Okay.
to say I don't have ryes. I've got ryes that I like and I drink them. I've got weeders that I like and I drink them. But in general, I like my bourbon profile to have some rye in it.
Okay.
Until
Like
you get to WLW, that's pretty hard to beat.
That's a great.
That is hard to beat.
All right, talk about whiskey. Talk about whiskey bougie. Like his default for a weeded bourbon is a William LaRue Weller. Okay,
That's
great.
right.
I haven't even
That's
had
right.
that one
I'll
yet.
tell you what though, I bought a case of kind of a local pick. It's a maker's pick.
Mhm.
It's from the Edgewater Hotel in Seattle. It was a victim of COVID. The Seattle shut down right after they made the pick, and so the bourbon made its way to the distributor. So it showed up, and I bought a case of it, and I've been sending it out. I mean, it's gone now, but I've been sending it out. That one I like because I don't like makers, but this one I like. It's got
Joseph,
a lot of. I
Is
sent
that the
you one.
bottle
Yeah,
you sent me?
yeah. It's got a lot of French stains in it, which I think maybe helps.
Yeah, that could very well be. There's so many good makers. I mean, I think honestly, I wish they would almost just not even have their regular shit and just do their.
I hate the regular.
It's fine for it's probably great for mixers and all. I mean, maybe. But as far as sipping on it, just do LEs. Just do whatever you're your 46 cask and your wood stave stuff. Just do that. It's so much
That's the
better.
best.
But again, this group here, we are not the typical consumer.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true.
Maker's Mark sells a shit ton of their 90 proof.
Yeah, they
stuff.
do.
You do.
They do.
Regular Makers pays the bills, and then we get the extra special stuff later.
That's
That's
right.
true. Yeah, Makers, their regular stuff is like their gin and vodka, so they can do all the other stuff.
So Trevor, if I remember, there's like a French cuvee and French mocha and French spice and there's a bunch of French staves. In that.
So there's 2 seared French cuvee, 3 roasted French mocha, and 4 toasted French spice.
Oui.
So
I don't
tell
know
you what, man.
I don't know what the heck that friggin' means, but Joseph, this is probably the best Maker's Private Select that I have.
Yeah, it's a hitter.
So good.
Yeah, even I like it.
Wow.
Cuvée is like a champagne, isn't it?
Well, it's used when referring to champagnes a lot, but a cuvée is like a classification. All wines in France, they are cuvées of some sort. So
I will say, I don't know if it's just a subconscious thing, seeing all the French words on there, but this one, it almost tastes like it's finished. Like it's finished in some kind of wine barrels or something.
But you can see that with all the stave action. I mean, it pretty much is a finish. I mean, with all the staves that they have in it, you know.
Have you ever had a Mexican hot chocolate? It has a little bit of spice to it. It has a little spice to it, a little kick to it. I kind of get that in this particular pick. You know, a little chocolate, a little cinnamon kind of together. It's not fruity. It's not fruity like a lot of makers are. That RC6, I hated with a passion.
Well, the one that Trev's got, it sounds like it would be like bold and very refined and smooth. And I know smooth is bad, but like velvety, creamy. It sounds like that. Waxter, what do you got there? What's yours?
Well, no, this is so this one came out last year. If you heard of it, it's called the Community Batch.
No.
They came out for COVID relief. I didn't hear a whole lot of people talk about it.
No.
It's essentially a infinity bottle almost, where they took all of these private selections of all these different restaurants, blended them all together, and made its own special batch, and then donated the proceeds to help restaurants get money during COVID.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
The best private reserve that I've had so far. But little things like this and all the different things they're doing with the staves and the LEs totally remade Makers in the last 2 years. I haven't been more impressed with one of the legacy distilleries as much as what they've done to transform.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree 100% because before that, it was just kind of. I mean, I know they had just their regular cast strength, but again, that was nothing that was overly special. And then they started to really ramp up with all the kind of like wood finishing and the LEs, and that's really where they've kind of hit a home run. I would agree.
But again, they're using just their regular, 4 to 6 years?
Yeah.
Just regular Maker's Mark. They're using that same base. When are they going to start knocking out, a 10-year expression or a 12-year expression?
Well,
that
I think
would be interesting.
I think it was like Bourbon Pursuit that did a podcast with them, and they were talking to somebody there. Maybe is it Denny Potter that's over there now at Makers as the master distiller? I don't know what. Anyway, they were talking to somebody. They were talking to somebody over there about how they really have no desire or really thoughts on putting out a lot of older stuff. Fred Minnick had talked about having some of the older Makers that he got his hands on at some point and absolutely loved it. But I mean, their thing is between 4, 6, maybe 7 years old seems to be about their oldest stuff that they put in a bottle. But that stave action is doing wonders to those bourbons. That's for sure.
I can see both sides to it because, at the end of the day, as creators of bourbon, they have to do what they want to do.
Yep.
So if that's like your vision and your drive, then yes, I'm all for it. But the other side of me, and especially the Makers fanboy in me, says, I don't freaking care what you want. What I want is an older maker. So give us an older makers. Like, just give what the people want. But I get it. They're creators, and that's, their vision. So,
well, it's going to happen because that regular 90 makers, that's for the masses, and the masses will keep buying it. And people who drink makers, that's all they drink. All right. So these stay finishes, they're for us. So at some point, we're going to get a 10-year makers.
I guarantee you, even if it's, just that one time, like, I wouldn't say a continuous, but at least once for their special thing, they have to.
Yeah, you would.
And I don't know if it's going to take a year or 5 years. Eventually, they're going to say, we have to change it up a little bit instead of just giving these variations of staves. We got to do something a little different.
Well, you know what? And I would
throw out a 10-year.
And I would agree with that because, I mean, look at how tried and true they were for so long with just their standard stuff. Then they had a cast strength that they jumped it up. Then they introduced the 46 for them was like mind blowing, probably. Like, how do we even like fathom doing all of this? And then the cast strength. So maybe, like Trev said, maybe eventually just the pressure of people wanting all of this stuff that they'll eventually release something. But yeah, they like Jason said on that live stream, like they thought like a 10-year was just too oaky for them. I don't know.
Here's the thing though, like, and maybe they're just, I don't know, just sticking true to their guns and not giving into like, I don't even know what to call it, but you could put out a crap product and if you call it LE, it's going to sell.
Yep.
You could put out, look, we have a 10-year makers. What if it truly is disgusting? But it's going to sell.
Yeah.
It's going to sell out. Everyone's going to jump on it like crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just like, we're not going to jump on the bandwagon.
You know what? I wonder if their fear is that if it's something that they put out that's older, and to them it's not something that they overly want to do, and to them they feel like it's not the greatest representation of makers, and even though maybe it sells, like their fear of it not being like really loved by people, like will that have like a bad look on them? You kind of wonder if there's something like that, because man, makers is so tried and true that they don't like deviate hardly at all.
I think
there's something to be said. There's something to be said for their positioning in the market, though. So if they release, say, a 10 or 12-year-old at cask strength, we will all buy it. But if they also released a 10 or 12-year-old at 90 proof, all the rest of the makers people are going to buy it. So they've positioned themselves well. They could do a cask strength. They could water it down. They're good. They're going to sell it, whatever they do with it.
Yeah.
I think almost maybe, and this is me speculating just by what they say, is that they don't like it at that age. I think it's the fear of it popping and it being people really liking it, and they're like, well, we don't like it. We don't want to have to keep doing it because if we sell it and it pops, you almost have to keep doing it. You have to keep putting out older products.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
lived my life doing shit I don't want to do.
Yeah, but I think we've addressed with makers both sides of the coin. Like, either they love it or hate it or whatever it may be. But yeah, there's like that fear of either it's too good or the fear of it's not good enough or whatever it may be. So yeah, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I think for the masses, like Trev said, I think for most of all of us, it'd be very difficult to believe that a 10-year like cast strength makers would not be something people would enjoy.
No.
I would enjoy it.
I couldn't imagine how oaky can that get though.
Yeah,
not 10 years.
How old is regular makers? Like between 4 to 6 or something?
Yeah,
like
somewhere
that?
around there. Yeah, probably.
So another 4 years. You're telling me it goes from just perfect to absolutely undrinkable? There's no way.
Well, Maker's Mark is very delicate. You have to use gentle touch.
I won't say that when I got the Knob Creek 15 here, that was horrible. And that was so oaky. It was so dry and oaky. It felt like all the moisture left. my palate when I took a sip.
But I've had 15-year-old Knob Creek picks that aren't like that at all.
They're
They're glorious.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever picked is the one who made the decision or the bad
There
decision.
could be some weird batch control with those Knob Creek 15s because I've heard all the extremes on that one, between it being over oaky or it being just perfectly balanced and delicious, and you should buy it right away. So that one's interesting.
I had the over oaky.
Yeah, if we're talking about that release that they did of the Knob Creek 15, that thing for me, it was like honestly one of the worst bourbons I have ever had. It was so bad. It was so.
I'll tell you what though. I think if they left the proof high, they made a barrel proof for 120, it wouldn't taste as oaky.
Well, it was not. It was not good. Mine
the
was.
proof almost hides.
Friends.
I think the proof kind of hides a little bit of some imperfections, though. I think you can get away with a little bit, and I think when they proofed it down, what you're left with is some of that oaky mess that people aren't liking with it.
I don't know.
I have found that that's generally the case anytime I add water to a bourbon. Because in fact, so much I did like a bourbon night with some friends, and as an example, I brought up the Michter's 10, and they all sipped it neat and was like, "Oh, this is glorious." Whatever. I had them add a couple drops of water. It became a hot, oaky, bitter mess. So I find
send all
except
your
for a couple.
15.
Yeah, except for a couple bourbons, you add water or an ice cube, the oak just jumps.
It was the sample. Actually, I had two samples. They were both very similar. They were so dry, I could never get past the fact that I felt like it took every bit of moisture out of my mouth. It was not. They were just not good for me anyway. It was just so dry and so oaky. I couldn't get anything else that. I just couldn't get past that part of it. But so apparently, send all your Knob Creek 15 to Adriana. She'll take it. So, all right. So let's see.
Who's watching TV? Trevor,
right,
turn the TV off.
I'm gonna finish the night with something that's definitely not my wheelhouse at all. A Japanese whiskey.
Oh, I killed one last night.
Did you?
Yeah, Nika from the barrel.
All right, so this
delicious.
That was a very interesting and different. I wish I had another one of those. I did polish off that, and I wish I would have bought another one, and it kind of never saw it again. But this is, I don't even know what the hell this is, to be honest. This is, I don't know, K-I-O, I don't know.
Man,
I don't
the
know.
last bottle you couldn't pronounce didn't work out so well either. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't that a Disney character?
I've got to find more whiskeys that I can pronounce. That's for sure. So, but anyway, so this is, I don't know if this is a Finnish technique or this is standard, but this is Japanese Mizunara oak. I don't know if that's standard or a little bit different. But it is cask strength, non-chill filtered, and it's 112 proof. 112 proof. So let's see what in the hell this thing has to offer. All right. I'm not sure. Someone sounds like Radar, but
Doesn't sound that bad.
all right, I think I'll get a fresh glass for this one.
My name is Maddie. I'm Roy Renfrett's daughter.
Hi, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
I am not Roy's daughter.
My mom's name is Minerva, and my brother's name is Andy.
How's it going?
You're doing good right now.
Nice to meet you.
Everyone's in a good
We
mood.
also
Everyone's in a very good mood.
Maddie,
Oh,
can
man.
you guess why we're in a good mood?
Yeah.
My class.
Man, it's something.
Okay, I'll let
Man,
Daddy
this
know.
would have not. And I guess you guys maybe whoever is more familiar with Japanese whiskeys, but isn't the typical grain for Japanese malted barley as well?
It
Yes,
can
they've
be.
styled themselves generally after Scotch.
Man, this is not like giving me. This is not giving me like it is a little bit, but I'm not getting like a heavy like that Scotch influence of a malted barley. I don't know if it's the Mizunara oak that's doing something to it, but
I can tell you what happened to it.
what happened to it?
They dumped in a bunch of neutral grain spirit.
Really?
Yeah, because the stocks of Japanese whiskey have they're down to the last dregs. It got so popular in the past few years that they couldn't keep up, and they didn't keep up. So now the Japanese whiskeys that are coming out these days, except for a very few, they're generally 25% Japanese whiskey and 75% neutral grain spirits.
Okay, well this one. Okay, so this maybe I don't know if this is the case or not with this, but they're saying that this is a single barrel. This is a single cask. I don't know. I don't know if that changes it. I don't know if they add neutral grain spirit. I don't know what the hell they do, but I mean, I don't know. But all right, let's give this thing a whirl. You do get a little bit more of that barley, but
some of these new ones that show up, people are like, oh, Toki, and the ones that just show up at Costco and in grocery stores. Yeah, they're so light and flavorless.
I don't know. This is whatever this is. This is good.
Nice.
Dari, ask what the name is again.
First of all, how dare you? And there you go.
Okay, I have not seen that before. Okay.
What I really want Jeff to do is read the bottom part for me if you can.
Oh, gotta look deeper. Crap, my eyesight is not good. Oh
right below the white lettering. Can you tell me what that says? Yeah.
No, can't do it.
Nailed it. I think you nailed that one clearly. No, this is actually pretty nice. I mean, that the Nika was very different and unique. I mean, that had so much. I mean, that was a roller coaster of a whiskey for sure. But man, this is pretty nice. I'm kind of liking. I wonder how some airtime will do with this one. I don't know if the same influence works on Japanese as it does bourbon, but this will be interesting to see. So I know
I do know they don't mess around with their Mizunara oak.
Yeah, no, I know that, and I think it's expensive if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe what the influence of that and this one again, I don't know what the price point on this was. This was sent to me, but that'll be kind of interesting. But let me go back to anybody who wasn't in here first. Is anyone excited as I am for this Kirkland Barton stuff?
No.
All right, Brazier, we had enough of you. Where's the mute button for this?
What's the price point of that?
Well, I think it's about $20.
What's the proof on it too?
I think it's 20 for a liter.
It's $18 for a liter of Barton, and my guess is it's probably, like, knowing Barton and what they have. My guess is that this is probably a minimum of 6 years old. Minimum.
Is it 92? 92 proof? What is it?
Okay. 92 proof. And it actually has a lot of flavor. Like when I first cracked it open the other night, I was happier than pigs in shit that this wasn't flat and nasty. Like, I mean, I thought I really enjoyed for what this is at $18. Yeah. I mean, again, it's not going to blow you away, so don't get me wrong there. But for an everyday kind of sipping bourbon, just to have something, it's really nice. I enjoy the profile of it. So I would say if you see it and you've got a Costco that sells liquor by you, I'd buy one or two.
I was going to say, I don't even know what Kirkland is, but did you say
Costco house brand?
Costco brand.
Yeah, this is Costco.
Little Rock is getting, so Arkansas is getting its first ever Costco in Little Rock.
No kidding.
How did the Waltons allow that?
Dude,
well, they're allowing it now.
Something happened. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I mean, it's a really. I mean, they don't even try to hide this stuff. I mean, it says like right on the thing, Kirkland Signature Brand, small batch. Barton, 1792 Master Distillers, 92 proof.
For
They don't
$18, I'd give it a go. Even if I just use it in a mixer, I'd give it a go.
It'd be perfectly fine with that. I think there's enough spice in it that it would hold up. Now, again, the 92 proof might be a little bit depending on, whatever you like, in your cocktails. But I think there's enough there to definitely hold up as a nice little easy sipper, but would do really well in a cocktail. And again, $18 for a liter, you can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't.
That's a mooch bottle. I said it before, I'll say it again. It's a mooch bottle.
Yep.
Someone comes over, wants to mooch bourbon from you, that's what you pour them.
It's a decanter
How
bottle.
do you pour even that?
How much does it taste like anything else from does it taste like a 1792? Like, is there a lot of banana or anything on it?
Little touch of banana. I mean, it's very consistent, very close to the proof of the 1792 small batch. I think it's like a point and a half proof off. I think the small batch is like 93.5 proof or something. And this is 92. It's very similar to it. And when I do a video, I'll compare this to the 1792 small batch just to see how they are. But
and on the label, Trev, they aren't even hiding it. It just straight up says 1792.
It does. 1792, Matt. What?
They're not even like messing around anymore.
Yeah, there's no hiding it at all. It just says it there in big letters.
Aren't they doing other ones though? Like, aren't they doing single barrel and all kinds of stuff?
There will be. So next episode, I talked to I got some insider information from one of the ladies checking me out. She clearly knows a lot about this. She said that this was the lady that I checked out with. She was the bourbon lady apparently. She said that it was before, I think within the next month or so, they're supposed to release the single barrel, and then the full proof will come out shortly thereafter. So 3 of them. So look at what you've got. Yeah, now you've got Barton that's going to do their small batch, call it what it is. Now you've got the 1792 single barrel, and you've got their full proof that's coming. So
if I understand correctly, this is taking the place of their other bourbon, which is supposed to be a Knob Creek knockoff, but it's actually Tennessee bourbon. I think that contract is ended and they're moving to this.
Yeah, their original stuff was Tennessee. Then they switched back to Kentucky. Now they're back to again Kentucky, and they've rebranded completely, and they've got this whole deal with 1792.
Do we have price points for the other ones? Because I'm looking at like $25, $30 single barrel, $40.
I think you nailed it. My guess would be you're like very spot on probably with that. With this being $18, I bet a single barrel will be in that $25-ish, $30, and then the full proof will probably be maybe $40 or something. So
which I think is a very I think it's an untapped mark. What other barrel proof is $40?
None.
And I don't care if it's good or bad. I'm just saying, no one does that.
And here's the thing. I mean, look at what nowadays where everybody is getting a lot of the older juice from.
Barton.
Yeah, Barton.
So why would Costco, who is like one of the biggest companies in the world, why would they like try to monkey around and say we just want some shit stuff? Like they want to come in with their big players and say we want the best you possibly can give us for the least amount of money. And
they want to make an impression. They want to try to get them in.
They're the Walmart people. They're the Waltons. I mean, they're going to come in and dictate whatever the hell it is they want to do.
Yeah, the Walmart of whiskey.
You got it. So, I mean, you're probably going to get some decently aged stuff. I don't know. I mean,
even if it's just a mixer, the price point you can't beat with that.
And now you've said it. I mean, now they've probably said we want even more of a deal. We don't want it at $7.50. Give everybody a liter of it. I mean, not that it's
it is a warehouse club, so things are bigger in warehouse clubs.
Yeah.
But
true.
I've also read a couple of articles to where, because all this stuff is sourced. Their tequila, their Canadian whiskey, their vodka. People have guesses as to what these things are, and same with some of their house wines, the Kirkland brand wines. You're like, people have guesses. So this article I've read, they've always wanted to be able to tell people, to make it clearer where it comes from, because they're not shy about it and they're proud of it. People have said, oh, their imported vodka is Grey Goose, and they're like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well,
so this is like one of their first steps into, this is what it is.
Yeah,
and
maybe this is them trying to kind of step up their bourbon game a little bit. I mean, they're not even. I mean, they're very proud. I mean, clearly they're very proud that they have a relationship or a partnership with Barton now. I mean, to post it all over, because Barton must have a shit ton of stuff. If you're going to not only pump out your own stuff, but now you're going to dump a boatload of this into Costco's. I mean, you got a big bank somewhere. That's for sure. So
has everyone been to the Barton warehouses, or at least done the Barton tour?
Yeah,
I did the Barton tour a couple of months ago. They're not really doing tours. They're kind of doing tours. And it was terrible. It was walking through the parking lot and looking through windows. So it was a terrible tour.
Last year I did it. I did a warehouse tour. They have a few warehouses there, but unless they have another set of warehouses somewhere else,
they do,
where they keep product. And if they do, then that's where they're drawing their source from. I'd have to speculate.
Yeah, Heaven Hill's the same way. They're at the Heritage Center. They've got 2 or 3 or 4 warehouses.
Yeah.
But, on the way there, if you pass by warehouses, they're Heaven Hills.
And I was there last year as well.
Coke or Pepsi. I guess your preference is whether it's Coke or Pepsi. I guess your preference is which soda you prefer, I suppose.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't know. I don't drink a lot of cocktails, and if I do, they're not the ones that are made with soda. So I don't even really drink soda at all. So I don't know. All right. So, hey, is anybody at work? Jesus, we're already an hour and a half in. Holy shit. Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Hey,
I'm proud or tired.
Jesus. Well, Brazier, it's probably like what, lunchtime for you right now, I bet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 6:30.
6:30.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm on the East Coast.
Yeah, it's a little later for East Coast people, but
hey, all this light right here, that's still just lots of sunshine right here.
we have a little bit. Yeah, there's a couple of us kind of Midwesterners a little bit in here. I mean, I don't know. We're still getting a little bit of daylight right now. We're getting some.
I'm in South Florida. It's pitch black.
Oh, it's pitch black.
Yeah. I'm in the boonies too in South Florida. So forget it. Once you're outside and you're away from street lights, forget it. Black.
Well, South Florida.
Jeffrey Rack's in a basement, so it doesn't matter.
Man, I gotta hide in a basement from all the cicadas out here in Ohio right now.
Oh man, I tell you.
In South Florida, we don't even have basements down here.
No, you don't.
It's too low to the sea level.
Not up here.
Yeah, they'll flood. You don't have to worry about tornadoes down.
Years.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're so far south, you don't have to worry about tornadoes as much anymore. Now you have to worry about your basement flooding.
Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, we don't have a basement, so we don't have to worry about that. So,
Jesus. Well, we have to have basements here just in case the old tornado. Trev really needs a goddamn basement, a deep one.
Dude, I swear every tornado that comes through is and not only so, I mean, it's a pretty big state, but the tornado path is straight through my town every time, period.
Hey,
I'm getting sick of it, man.
They don't call it Tornado Alley for a reason. So
Tornado Alley has a secondary alley and it goes straight to my house.
Well, Trevor, maybe if you left the trailer park. Because trailer parks are magnets for tornadoes, right?
Jesus, that they
watch out, Joseph.
Hey, if all your whiskey survives a tornado, though, it's all going to be worth like 10 times as much.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, guess what, Jeffrey? I'm not going to survive.
That's a very good point. If your personal collection survives a tornado, is it worth like 4 times the regular value? Can you trade like this thing survived the tornado? Like it ended up like in like Texas. Like my whiskey's worth a lot of money now, you know?
It's all in the story.
That is very true. Even though I think, and again, I don't want to go off on like a whole like Buffalo Trace tangent, but isn't there like a new like some tornado thing that they're doing, or like a
warehouse C?
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
Jesus Christ, they are like master marketers, I'll tell you, at Buffalo Trace.
And how much it's going to go for in the secondary market? $1,500.
No. That's fine.
You'll spend $600 on this because it came from Warehouse C.
Yeah, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You'll be able to find that at MSRP. No problem. It's Buffalo Trace. No worries.
Hey, to their credit, we have yet to see the Barton Warehouse collapse bottles yet.
That's true.
Oh,
I figured they'd have jumped all over that.
Yeah, Costco should have bought that shit.
That's right.
That would have been a good bargain.
Maybe that's what you're drinking.
That might be. I'm just gonna put my own like little sticker on here.
Those are the ones floating down the river for extra flavor.
If I put some like
barrels probably got soaked in rain and just freaking they suck, and that's what they sold to Costco. Like, here you go.
Yeah,
we got tons of barrels for you, man.
that could very well be. You know, if there was like some like fancy little sticker or something on this that said like, you know, warehouse collapse or something, like there'd be some asshole who would buy that for a lot of money.
I remember a couple of years ago there was a warehouse fire at Jim Beam. It got struck by lightning. Remember? Anyway, there was a warehouse fire at Jim Beam, you know, and it was funny because I went out and bought a case of Jim Beam and tried to sell it as the pre-fire Jim Beam. Worked. I sold a bunch of pre-fire Jim Beam.
Pre-fire Jim Beam. That had to fetch a pretty penny.
Oh yeah, I got upwards of $9 per bottle.
All the way up to $9. Holy cow! You were rolling. So
some good profit margins on this.
That's right.
That's big time. Yeah, do the math on that. So, all right. So we're an hour and a half in. I'm sure everybody's sick of listening to at least me anyway. That's for sure. So, I guess thanks. Hey guys, thanks for jumping in. I mean, I know tonight was just very kind of open and, you know, fun to have a little conversation, shoot the shit a little bit about some different things and share some stuff. It's always fun and interesting to hear like what people are kind of cracking, what they're trying, all that kind of good stuff. I mean, we're all of us, we see each other and, you know, in chats or whatever, maybe all the time. So we get a good idea of what a lot of us are drinking and all of that, but it's a lot of fun to do these things. So thanks for jumping in tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having us.
Hey,
No
Trevor,
problem at all. So, all right, we'll wrap it up. Hey, anybody who's got a whiskey channel, looks like one person on here. Trev, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you at? How about that?
YouTube.com/Bourbon Rich. The Bourbon Rich.
Which I'm subscribed.
And you just
you can find my new YouTube channels. You can. It's the Bourbon Bunghole.
That's very magical.
Yeah. Even though that would be very appropriate for you if your YouTube channel could be the Whiskey Bunghole, that'd be very appropriate. So, but what about Instagram? Anybody want to plug Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, your MySpace, your OnlyFans page, whatever it is you might have?
God, I hope my
again, my OnlyFans is at Bourbon Bunghole.
Yeah, his OnlyFans is going to be something with Bunghole, that's for sure.
I'll tell you what, Joseph's OnlyFans is great content. I would know. It's amazing.
I pop a lot of balloons and sit on a lot of chocolate cake.
Oh boy. This is officially where this live stream has jumped the shark. That's for sure. So that's for sure. But all right. So thanks guys. I appreciate everybody joining, everybody in the chat. Thanks for thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It was very improv-ish, and this always kind of fun. I mean, it's fun to just shoot the shit, catch up a little bit, see what everybody's sipping on, talking about, all that good stuff. So thanks again, guys, and thanks for joining, and everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us for a while tonight. And we'll see you next Tuesday with some shenanigans. I don't know exactly what it'll be, but I'll
be in Ireland, but I'll be here.
Enjoy. That'll be good. That'll be. I wish I was going to be in Ireland, but hey, thanks for jumping in tonight. And again, everybody, thanks for joining in. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Good
night, everyone.
Cheers.